Hello everyone, and today I want to talk to you about mental health, and in particular SAD, or seasonal adjustment disorder as it's known. According to the latest statistics, mental health is something that affects 1 in 6 people in the UK, some form of mental health issues. SAD, S-A-D, affects 1 in 15 people. And I think mental health is one of those hidden illnesses, something that isn't really often talked about. It may be something to do with the British culture of, keep quiet and just get on with it, that sort of thing. But also, if someone has mental health issues and they're off work, it's often wrongly perceived as like a slacker's illness. People go, oh, they're stressed, they're depressed, or they can't come to work, as if it's like some made-up thing. And nothing could be further from the truth. People are frightened to talk about mental health, and if they have mental health issues, for fear of being pigeonholed, being judged. As I said, 1 in 6 people in the UK have got some form of mental health issue. That's a large proportion of the population to be silent, to not say anything. Obviously the answer is to get people talking about it, for it to become more accepted, to be understood better, to take away those stereotypes and judgmental attitude. And in the spirit of that, I'm going to say something which very few people in the world know. I'm going to say it loudly and proudly. I have mental health issues. I've suffered for a number of years. Only a handful of people in the world know that I have. A lot of my family I haven't even spoken to about it, despite there being a history of mental health issues within my family, particularly anxiety and depression. And I suffer from seasonal adjustment disorder. It really does affect me. And it's one of those mental health issues that a lot of people sneer at and think is made up. It's not a proper serious one. And everyone's entitled to their own view. But I can tell you, unless you've suffered from it, unless you've had to deal with it, you really don't know what you're talking about. So seasonal adjustment disorder, particularly prevalent during the winter months when the clocks change, days are short, nights are longer. There's a load of medical reasons why someone might be affected in terms of lack of sunlight and vitamins and various other bits and pieces that come from your direct exposure to the sun. I don't pretend to know or understand all of those. I do know that when the clocks go back in October, and some of it may be psychological, I'm sure maybe it is, but almost to the day when the clocks go back I start to feel worse, and almost to the day of when the clocks go forward I feel better. And the reason I'm talking about this now is we're a week on now from the clocks going forward into British summertime. It's been a lovely day today here in April. Sun, it feels like spring really has arrived. And there's been some really good weather over this last week. And just that extra sunlight and lightness in the evenings, it has absolutely transformed my well-being. It's like someone has flicked a switch. It sounds pathetic, it sounds incredible and ridiculous, but it's made such a difference. I can tell the difference in my mood. It's just lifted and picked up. I don't feel as tired and lethargic. I'm not getting as stressed out. Certainly the way it affects me is little things will cause me real anxiety and grief, and it could be described as getting uptight over stupid little things, and that does happen, and I don't feel like that now. The other way that it really manifests itself with me is with classic depression. No energy to want to do anything, just even the stuff that I enjoy, like riding a bike, going out riding, doesn't make me feel better or lift me. I've had times where you wake up in the mornings and I literally cannot face the world. And it's not a pleasant thing to have to deal with. And people might say it's ridiculous. People would look at me and consider me as settled in life, couple of lovely children, decent paying job, enough that I can enjoy some of the finer things in life. I run 2 bikes, have nice holidays, live in a nice house, good successful career, progressing. People could say, well, what have you got to be depressed about? There's so many people that be envious of my life and such, and they'd be right. I'm not complaining, but that comes from people's lack of understanding of what causes depression and mental health issues. I mean, I am lucky in that even in my darkest days, you know, with the help of some medication, with the help of other treatments and such like, I've never sunk to the low that I know many people do, where they just feel like they can't carry on with life. It's amazing how liberating it is to accept in your own mind that you have a mental health issue, that doesn't make you weak or an inferior person for that, and that being able to share that with someone else, someone who's prepared to listen, who won't be judgmental, is the key. As I said right at the very start of this vlog, was the only way that we're going to change attitudes and everything is by people speaking out about it becoming the norm rather than the abnormal. So as my final thoughts on this, what I would just say is, for anyone out there who is suffering from mental health issues, whatever it may be brave, speak up. You know, don't be ashamed. You have nothing to be ashamed of. To those of you that are fortunate never to have suffered mental health problems, what I would say is be thoughtful and mindful of those people that do. Be that non-judgmental, friendly, caring ear that so many of us need. There are loads of really great charities out there that support mental health issues. There are too many to name, and I don't want to name them all because I don't want to single anyone out. But if you are suffering, seek their advice. And if you want to make a bit of a difference, why not volunteer and help one of those charities? Why not be that difference to someone with mental health issues? I can honestly say you really will make a difference. In some ways, I'm sorry that this has been quite what some might see a depressing subject, but I think it's an important one. And actually, I found it really helpful in myself just to talk out loud about it. So thanks for listening. As ever, always interested in your thoughts and comments, particularly if you do suffer from mental health issues, or if you've had to live with and deal and handle on a daily basis of the issues of being with someone who has got mental health problems and how that manifests itself. I mean, I know it makes me an incredibly unpredictable person, a difficult person to live with. So please feel free to make your thoughts known, and I shall speak to you very, very soon. Thanks again. Cheers.